This year will mark 15 years since 3 children lost their lives in a dormitory fire in the indigenous community of Ramadong in Region 7, Cayuny Mazruni, according to General Secretary of the People's National Congress Reform, Dawn Hastings Williams. She was horrified that there was a repeat in another indigenous community. Last Sunday, 19 children, including a 5-year-old boy, lost their lives in a fire that destroyed the dorms at Madhya Secondary School.
As an indigenous woman, it has torn me apart just to find out that Monday morning, right? And to receive the news that the dormitory is burned down and children. The first number I got was 6. And I said, that's too much. 6 is too much. And then we've now received the news that it's 19, including a little boy, cute little boy, lost his life. And my concerns are, because I'm saying it happened in Warramadang, and it still happens. It is still happening around the country. I had the opportunity to visit more than 1 dormitories around the country when I was a minister. And we would have seen, shortage of water, and we tried to correct it. I brought it to the attention of GWI, and we were able to correct some of those problems and issues that they were facing. But I am saying we still have a lot more work to do.
She also said another issue that must be addressed is that of the ratio of students to dorm parents.
You have one house or dorm's mother looking after 60 children. In case of other dormitories, there are hundreds of children. For example, at Warramadang or the Caesar Fox School, there should be over 400 to 500 being accommodated in that complex. And what do we find? I advocated sometime when I was a minister that we have to find a solution, because just as how we have teacher-pupil ratio, in nursery school you can only have like 20 to 1 teacher or 15 children to 1 teacher. Likewise, I was advocating for these dormitories to have a dorm parent and student ratio. Let us say, for example, at least 30 or 20 children to 1 the least dorm's mother. So in the case of Madhya, if there were 2 or 3 dorm's mother, even if that mother wanted to take a break, because at some time she must want to take a break, she must have other responsibilities, well then you had 2 or 3 taking over.
She explained that the current blame game that is playing out in the public needs to stop, as there is a need for a number of issues to be addressed.
Casting a blame, whether it was true or not, if there were measures in place, if there were safety measures in place, as soon as a child lights a fire and they had smoke detectors, they would have it would not have occurred. Because my question is, could it have been prevented? Yes. Could it have been avoided? Yes, if the correct measures were in place, if they had adequate water, if they had fire hydrants, if they had more than 1 dormitory parents, if they had enough security guards around the compound that could have detected early. These things are simple things that could have been in place, but the fact is that they were not in place.
Hastings Williams said too that Education Minister Prema Adichan needs to urgently pull a team together and revisit the necessary documents when it comes to the construction of schools and dormitories.
So I think the Ministry of Education, it should now sit along with all the stakeholders and revise that non-academic standard booklet that they had, that was published some time ago, and to include and to improve on how schools should be built, how dormitories should be built, and having in mind the focus of safety measures.
While 19 children have died, another 17 are hospitalized.